Good evening. Tonight I'm going to give you all a update on my hemophilia story. I haven't talked about my hemophilia story for quite a while. I just want to get on here and talk about it for a bit because it's been a quite impossible ride. Actually, physically impossible. The physicians and hematologists have no explanation why I'm experiencing what I am. Of course, they like to attribute it to the fact that I'm on Hemlibra. Hemlibra, of course, they always say it can last in your blood for up to 6 whole months. I get the idea, that's cool and all, but if it can last in your blood for 6 whole months, why is there a once a month prescription for me? So I thought, well, I'm stubborn. I don't like being told no. I don't like being told I can't. As a severe hemophiliac, growing up, you're told you can't do a lot of things your entire life. You can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't. I'm stubborn as shit. Everything they have told me I can't do, I have shown, yeah, actually I can do. So if you tell me I can't do something, I'm probably going to find a way to do it. So I've always had an innate belief I can heal my body with my mind. Not just me, all of us have the capability, the ability to heal our bodies with just our minds, our thoughts, our feelings, and emotions. And it's been a path I've been going down the last 5 to 6 years, and it's been fucking amazing. My body has changed significantly. So what I've been doing with my Hemlibra, since I am stubborn as shit and I hate being reliant on medication, I've been reducing the amount of Hemlibra I take per dose. I am now down to half a dose every 4 months, and I am active as shit. As I said, my body has transformed the last 8 into something I've never experienced my entire life. I've just changed a whole bunch. Uh, I just, you know, emotionally and energetically, I don't feel like the same person I was. It's really remarkable to actually not have to think or feel about anything hemophilia based for 4 fucking months. Sorry for the swearing, but I have a foul mouth. I'm sorry. My daddy was a Marine. Fucking maggots. Yeah, it was fun. So me being able to take half a dose and have it last 4 months, and I can be as active as I am to achieve the results that I have. It's been a remarkable journey because it's something I'm told I should not experience, but yet I'm experiencing it. And all the target joints I used to have, I no longer have. I healed them all. That's what I say. I've healed all of my joints. My joints are no longer bad, and they used to be bad. I used to have many target joints, of course, the ankles and the elbows and knees. Those were getting pretty iffy on moi. But after just going down a spiritual transformative journey the last 6 years, after applying some new concepts and ideas to my life and changing how my brain works, changing my thoughts, building new neural pathways within my brain based on my belief. That might sound like a crazy idea, but they can actually scan your brain before you learn something new, and not see, just have a nice base, and then they can scan your brain an hour after you have learned something new, and they can physically see new neural pathways within your brain. It's a remarkable thing. So the more you build on your belief, the stronger those neural pathways get within your brain. And I just feel I've grown a very strong belief system in all this. as I said, I'm stubborn as hell. Don't like being told no. Don't like being told what I can't. So, as I said, if I said I'm gonna heal my body with my mind, I'm gonna find a way to do it, and I'm pretty sure I found a way to do it. That's how persistent and stubborn I am. That's why I haven't stopped with this journey. I've stopped talking about it for the most part, but I'm done not talking about it. You know, it's my whole goal not to be reliant on medication because I just don't like being reliant on other things for me to live a nice and healthy life. I like to be a lone wolf. I'm stubborn. I'm the black sheep. If I could go live in the woods in Alaska, that would be fantastic. I could do it. I love it entirely. And that's just who I am. Uh, it's very hard to explain me, but I just don't like being told no. I don't like being told what I can't. You tell me I can't, I'm gonna find a way to do it. I found a way to do this, even though everyone tells me it's impossible. And of course, they always say, "Hey, Jay, if what you're saying is true, you can heal your body with your mind." I'm pretty sure the news would tell me about it. I'm pretty sure my mommy and daddy would tell me about it. I'm pretty sure my physician would tell me about it. I'm pretty sure CNN would tell me about it. I'm pretty sure my doctors would tell me about it. Pretty sure my university professors at Stanford and Harvard would tell me about it, right? Yeah, you would think that would be the case, but that is far from the truth. And that might be a crazy concept to go through, but some of the people who have discovered the scientific ability for us to actually connect with the universal field through deep meditation, we can actually heal our bodies with our mind. And they've discovered that our genes do not lead to disease. And they've known this since the 70s. It's actually been known that it's our reaction to the environment that leads to the degradation of our genes, which then in turn leads to disease. So it's our reaction. So how we react, and you really have to think about it. In the world we live in now, how do we all continuously react? How are we all conditioned to react? Aren't we always in a state of fight or flight? Don't we always have some stressor raining down on us, some black cloud, rent, bills, mortgage, inflation, gas prices going up, food prices going up, but your wage staying the same, always trying to find ways to make more money because it's life. Things are, you need money to do shit. It's just the way things are. So you got to do what you got to do. There's always some stressor upon you. So our reaction to the environment around us is not always positive or uplifting. It doesn't really feel good. But if you physically change the way you react, I always like to say, I've been noticing how I've been thinking, I've been noticing how I've been reacting, and the fact that I'm paying attention to that is called metacognition. You end up thinking about what you're thinking about. You're observing your own thoughts from a higher train of thought. And you end up, stepping back because you see the routine you go through. You actually begin to see the loop you go through, and you're like, holy shit, this is one big fucking emotional loop. Wow, I need to now that I see this, I need to step back and take the wheel and take charge. So I've been controlling all my reactions as most as I can. Of course, it's not the easiest thing because we've been so programmed and conditioned to react to certain things in certain ways. But I've just been reprogramming my brain, and I always say, where's the magical law, where's the magical rule that says I have to react that way? Where's the magical rule that says I have to feel that way? You know? So how I've applied that to hemophilia is whenever I've gotten a bleed, of course I haven't, I don't really get bleeds that often. I still take half a dose of Hemlibra, and it lasts me 4 months, and I'm bleed free up until that time. Uh, I feel the bleed coming, and I actually forget how long it's been. So I look in my phone because I track whenever I do it. And I'm like, oh yeah, 4.5 months. All right, yeah, it's about right. So then I just dose up and I'm good. But in that particular case, Hemlibra does not treat the actual bleed, so I take Factor and then another half dose of Hemlibra, and then I'm good for another 4.5 months. I'm still reducing more and more, so I can be less reliant on big pharma. Now it might be a crazy conspiracy theory idea, but you watch too many films. I don't care if I do. I have a military mind, a very strategical mind. I think on terms, what if the occasion occurs where we can no longer receive our medication for hemophilia? I don't know, something tragic happens within the world, natural disaster, something happens. That's the conspiracy theory idea. Oh my gosh, nothing's gonna happen. Yeah. Nothing's been gonna happen for a long ass time, right? But yet it's been happening. So, on that aspect, on that idea, what if something does happen and hemophiliacs no longer have access to their medication? On that aspect, I really, really, really don't want to be reliant on medication at all. So I've just discovered natural ways to do it, where I've reprogrammed my brain to work differently. I can explain all that. Take some time. It's taken me, 5 to 6 years to get where I am now. Just continuously learning new things, repeating those new things within my brain, learning new truths, because there is so much bullshit you get told from big pharma. Just there is so much lies you guys are told about this reality and our health, and mind how mind does play a direct impact in our reality. You're always told, no matter what you do in your head, it's never going to have a direct impact. You're never going to be able to do something in your head and make it appear, or have an impact in your direct reality. It's actually that is the opposite of how it does work, because as I said, once you learn new information, they can scan your brain and see that you're building new neural pathways within your brain just on your thoughts alone, because you're reading stuff, you're learning things, you're not physically doing stuff, it's all in your head. They're all just thoughts, information you're inputting into the supercomputer of your quantum biological body that you live in here, and you can begin to reprogram it all. I'm not sure if any of this is making sense to any of y'all, but it's been working amazingly for me for the last 6 years, and I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm going to be getting in better shape. I just feel amazing, and I would love for other hemophiliacs to want to learn about this, because I hope I'm wrong and nothing does happen within this world, and we all have access to our medication still. But on the other thought that something does happen, I would really want for myself to not have to be reliant on hemophilia medication at all, because at that point in time nobody would be able to get any, and we would be all shit out of luck, and I don't like that idea. So I don't want to be reliant on medication, and it would just be really cool for other hemophiliacs to not have to worry about that either. It's a real big transformative journey, because it's a lot of a lot of emotion release, and a lot of this is very spiritual work, if you will, self-discovery, if you will. A lot of meditation, a lot of breathing exercises, a lot of just reprogramming every aspect of how I think and feel about everything. Because as I said, it's our reaction to the environment that tells our genes what types of proteins to produce. We have 23,688 genes, and those genes produce upwards up to 200,000 plus different protein variations. And those protein variations are all dependent on our continued reaction to the environment. And if again, if you think about it, what is our reaction to the environment like? Essentially, we are always in a state of fight or flight. We are never in homeostasis, and that's the big issue. We always have something stressing us out. We are never in homeostasis. We're always running away from the T Rex. We're always the gazelle being chased by the lion. But with the gazelle, when the gazelle outruns the lion, it returns back to homeostasis. It returns back to homeostasis and gets out of fight or flight. It's no longer in fight or flight mode. We humans, with how we are, we tend to, well, we are conditioned and programmed to stay in that state of fight or flight, because the one thing we don't learn about is emotional intelligence and emotional regulation. Emotional intelligence is something we should have been learning our entire life, because if our reaction to the environment tells our genes what types of proteins to produce on a long-term scale, on a cellular scale, then we should have been learning our entire lives to have different reactions to the situations in life. A lot of bullshit in life is actually based on our r- reaction to it. It feels good to react, though, right? You could say it's very addicting sometimes, which is the problem. You want that adrenaline, you want that dopamine release, so reacting can be quite amusing, quite addicting, quite pleasurable. So we're in a world where we're just conditioned to react, and that actually destroys our genetic material. We all know it's a medical fact that the long term impact of the hormones of stress will downgrade your genetic material and lead to disease. Well, the exact opposite is also true. The long term impact of the hormones of love and gratitude can actually tell your genes to produce higher, stronger protein variations, which will actually heal your body. But you have to maintain it. It's not a one time thing. It's a very transformative journey, because it's a you learn you have to change a lot about yourself in order to achieve this, in the aspect of hemophilia and some sort of natural disaster. I really need to be able to achieve this, so nobody, well, me in specific, of course, I want to, if once I achieve this, other people are going to believe it as well. As people are starting to believe it as well, because half a dose of Hemlibra every 4 months. and I'm looking the most, the I've never looked this good a day in my life, and it's fantastic. How the fuck can I take half a dose of Hemophilia and have it last 4 months and be as active as hell and get these results? I don't know if you might not think anything of that, but if there's not anything mind over matter related in that, looks like some sort of a scam to me. Why would we need to be prescribed a full dose every month or every 2 weeks or every week for some when I have been taking less and less and less and less and less and less and less the last 6 years and getting healthier doing it? I would have to say there's a lot of mind going on over matter here, because everything I've been doing in my mind has been playing a direct role in my reality around me. It's been the craziest experience, and I just fucking love it. And I'm tired of being quiet about it. Me talking about this in the beginning got me completely kicked out and excommunicated of the hemophilia world. Whoa, this crazy guy Jay, severe hemophiliac, talking about healing his body with his mind. What a crazy fool. Ignore him, this guy's going nuts. Yeah, it got me pretty excommunicated with the community. It was hurtful but also hilarious at the same time. Because, of course, it makes me feel like I'm going nuts, but me, I'm just stubborn as shit. Like, you just have no idea how stubborn and persistent I am when I get my mind on a certain track. So, as I said, if I said I'm gonna find a way to heal my body with just my mind, I'm gonna find a way to do it. Just, I love that about myself. Because in that aspect, you don't have to be reliant on anybody at all, and that would just be so cool if nobody had to be as reliant on big pharma as we all are now. Not just hemophiliacs, everybody else too. There's over prescriptions all over the place. I mean, if people learned what I have learned and have applied these things to their life, imagine what it would do to the pharmaceutical world. People would not need as much pharmaceuticals, less medication, less insurance payouts, less money, less. And that doesn't really sit well with government and lobbying and big pharma and such. They like their money. We all know they do. So, is it really too far fetched to think there's information being hidden from you, being kept from you? I don't think it's too far fetched at all. You know, everything these days, not just these days, since they've been created, things can always be hidden behind things like top secret, classified, need to know, national security. They can always hide things that they don't want you to know. That's not really a secretive thing. Anything you don't want to know, anything they don't want you to know about, top secret, top secret. Of course, that's the conspiracy theory side of me, but if they're so keen to withholding very important information from us in regards to how this reality works, what else are they keeping from us? It's really just a thought I've been building on for such a long time, and you connect the dots and you discover they're lying to us about quite a bit, especially in regards to our health. That should be the most important thing, because our quality of life is the most important thing to us. So I might be crazy to some, but everything I'm doing is about increasing my quality of life, increasing the quality of life for all hemophiliacs, so we don't have to suffer. I'm not the crazy guy. I just don't want us to suffer like we have. And I found a way where we don't have to. And it's it doesn't have us reliant on medication. As I have said, I'm taking less and less and less and having amazing results and achieving more. Isn't that fucking awesome? I think it's fucking amazing. I can take less and do more. I've never been able to do that at all. So, I love it. I'm going to continue this on. They always tell, they've, my hematologist tells me, you keep doing this, you're gonna have really bad joint issues. It's gonna be the most terrible thing. We've seen research where bleeding in the joints is like really bad when you do this. Okay, cool. You're not gonna scare me. I've that's the whole thing about this, controlling your reaction when the super smart guys tell you something. I've learned enough and have reprogrammed myself enough, reconditioned myself enough to where I don't react how they would expect me to react. I can tell you're trying to scare me with something, and I'm just not scared like you want me to be. I don't think I have to be. As I like to say, where's the magical law that says I have to be worried or scared about what you're saying? Not at all. Not scared, not worried one bit. So, controlling your reaction to the environment will actually increase your genetic material. And this has been known about since the 70s. That's been kept hidden because the doc- doctor who worked for Harvard, if I'm correct, Dr. Bruce Lipton discovered this back in the 70s, and he was told by his co- colleagues and such that if he were to continue down this path, he would be discredited entirely, uh, even though it was the exact truth. They read all his research, and yeah, it was completely true. But yet was told if he continues down this path of truth, then he's going to be discredited. And he went down this path and he was discredited entirely. And it's just sad because you think they would be about truth and about health, and they are not about truth. They are not about health. They are about money, greed, power, and information control. Because essentially, if you learn this information, they no longer have control. So the more you know, the less control they have. Problem is, these days, don't think as much. John D. Rockefeller said he doesn't want a nation of people who can think. He wants a nation of people who can work. And I would say since the pandemic, we've had major problems with both. The ability to critically think has been ostracized entirely. If you're a critical thinker, you're a right winger conspiracy theorist, blah 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 blah. So you critically thinking is bad, and just complying with what they tell you to comply with, the norm, is the right thing. I don't understand that. As I said, I'm not going to do what you want me to do. I'm going to continue to do what I know works for me in every aspect of reality, every aspect of life. Just be a good human, live in peace and love, and oppose everything that tries to take that away. And my ideas of all of that might annoy some, but I've seen a lot, I've learned a lot, I've connected the dots for many things, and it's led me to where I am now. And my life is actually improving more and more and more. So I'm going to continue down this route, and I really hope I can catch the attention of other hemophiliacs who have an intrigued mind to also not want to be reliant on big pharma. I think that would be the most amazing thing in the entire world. So I love you all. Have a great night.